All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Open Educational Resources for Career and Technical Education. My name is Mari Wimberly, and I'm the Digital Services Librarian for the Central Carolina Community College Libraries. I truly appreciate everyone listening, whether you're with me in real time or you're accessing the recording through our YouTube channel. No matter when or where you're listening, if you have any questions about what we discussed today, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or one of the other librarians. You can reach us by phone or by email, and I'll have our contact info at the end of the presentation. If you're listening live today, please feel free to comment in the chat box, and I will keep an eye on that and try to answer your questions. We would love to help. That's what we're here for. So today we're going to be talking about OERs for career and technical education. CTE it encompasses a huge range of programs here at CCCC, including health sciences, broadcasting and production, public safety, professional services, applied technologies, business technologies, and STEM. We're obviously not going to have time to talk in depth about OERs for all these fields today, but if there's a particular resource that I don't cover and which you would like to see, please let me know. In case you missed them, we have had 5 other OER presentations already with my colleagues Morgan and Allison, and the recordings can be accessed on our YouTube channel. These have included OER for STEM and OER basics for health and human services and nursing, both of which technically fall under the CTE umbrella. If you're completely new to OERs, I recommend Morgan's excellent Introduction to OERs, which cites a lot of studies and statistics and has a lot of background information on OERs and what they are. I'll cover a little bit of that today, but as always, if you have more questions, we have more resources. Just as a quick review, these are the 5 R's of OERs. If you're wondering whether a resource that you are already using or that you would like to use is an OER, these are the 5 qualifications it must have. Retain, you can keep the work forever. Reuse, you can use the work for your own purposes. Revise, you can adapt, modify, or translate the work. Remix, you can combine it with another resource to make a new work. And redistribute, you can share the work with others. If one of these 5 R's is missing, you're probably not looking at an OER. Whatever it is might still be a great resource, but it's not an open educational resource. So what are OERs? Accessible and free resources for learners, the start of a conversation, and a tool for connection between faculty, students, and the library. OERs provide outstanding flexibility and accessibility for both faculty and students because everything can be freely adapted to suit student needs. This is a great opportunity to work with the library because we're enthusiastic about hunting down whatever it is that you need. And why are OERs important? Well, they're an excellent way of reaching student success. Because they're free, flexible, and openly accessible, they promote equity and retention among students. No student will have to worry about being able to afford textbooks or access codes. All students will have everything that they need on the first day of class. No one will delay buying the textbook for the first few weeks or even delay taking the class altogether until extra costs can be afforded. Using OERs removes barriers by ensuring that students of all backgrounds and socioeconomic levels have an equal opportunity to participate in classes. The great news is that there are a lot of CTE courses at CCCC that are already OER oriented. This includes, but is not limited to, CJC 111, ELN 247, HSE 110, LEO 111, and NET 125. This is only a very few off the long list that I was given. I was actually tremendously impressed with the number of courses we have that are already utilizing OERs. So let's take a look at some general resources first. Open NCCC is a repository for open educational resources which are used in North Carolina's community colleges and open to use by whoever else is interested in them. There are several different ways that you can look for resources on here: keyword, subject, education level, or course alignment. You can also browse all resources, providers, and North Carolina community colleges. Just to show you something quickly today, I'm going to click on all resources here at the bottom of the page. And the first thing I'll see up here is subject areas. And one of these is CTE with 691 resources. So I'm going to click on that. And now that I've selected that, I have a panel of filters on my left that I can use to narrow down these results to find something more specific for my students. You can see there are things like architecture, automotive technology, business, hospitality management. So many, many, many options here. And if I click on hospitality management, for example, I can see that's narrowed it down to 5 results. And these look like case study lesson plans, which I could then use in a classroom and adapt for my students. Using these filters can save time and enable you to locate things a little bit more effectively than reading through all 691 resources, which you might not have time to do. You can also click on the tags to learn more about the various contributors or to find more of their selections. If, for example, I'm finding that I really like the things provided by Iowa State University, which is who put these lesson plans together, I can click on that tag and it will take me to all of their contributions. Browsing around like this is a great way to find contributors that you really like, materials that you really like, and formats that you really like. Back to my slide, OER Commons is going to feature similar resources. You're going to notice a lot of things that are similar across these various repositories. You're going to have ways of narrowing down your selections, and a lot of those will be very similar, but there will also be differences. You're going to find some of the same things featured on many of the sites, but some will also feature unique resources. OER Commons is one of the most popular ones. It is an excellent resource. I've also included as a link on the slide. I'm sorry, that's not the slide. The Open Pedagogy Toolkit. It is an article. I can get it to open here. Tools to promote open pedagogy in the classroom. It is worth a read. It's just under 30 pages. It details various strategies for incorporating OER in the classroom. It's easy to read, and it has a lot of really wonderful ideas. So if you're looking for a good starting point, this particular resource by Michael D. Aldridge is a wonderful place to start. If you are looking for some more specific collections for CTE, I have included a few here for you. Skills Commons is an amazing repository of resources. I can show you Skills Commons right here. If you click Browse by Industry up here on the homepage, you can see that each industry listed here has multiple resources available, and it gets very, very specific here. If I look down here at construction, there are 309 results that have to do with the construction industry. And again, this includes everything from lesson plans to, it looks like some course outlines, syllabus, and many, many materials that can actually be used in the classroom during activities. Skills Commons is one of the most thorough repositories that I have seen for CTE resources, and it is definitely worth a look. Another type of OER collection that you will encounter frequently is a LibGuide, which will be maintained by a college or university library. These are always worth looking through. This one here is for culinary arts. You can see over on the left that there are pages for many other fields. They will include things like open access textbooks, course materials, and even free courses. You'll notice that some of these are collected from other places. For example, I see a couple on here that are also featured on Skills Commons and OER Commons, but these LibGuides often include unique items made by the faculty and staff of the institution hosting the LibGuide. We can look at another one. This one was created for aesthetics and spa management. I really like how this one is laid out. You can see in this box over here, they sorted their items by whether it's a textbook, journal, article, film, or podcast. The first resource that we see here in the journals category is a link to clinical, cosmetic, and investigational dermatology, which is an excellent resource, international, peer-reviewed, open access journal. And this LibGuide is, this LibGuide page is for criminal justice. What I really like about it is that they link to various open textbooks, but also identify what in the textbook will be helpful. For example, OpenStax does not yet have a textbook dedicated entirely to criminal justice. I wish they did, and I hope that they do someday. But the curators of this guide have noted that American Government Second Edition, this textbook, chapters 4 and 5 of this textbook, designed for courses on American government, focus on civil rights and civil liberties, which may be useful for some CRJ courses. That's amazing. I'm glad they did that, because some filters in repositories might have eliminated that resource if I had performed a very specific search. An important thing to remember about these LibGuides and all these repositories for that matter is that they are not static. Things get added and updated and revised all the time. Next semester, there might be something amazing that didn't exist this past January. I think this LibGuide here, if we look, the criminal justice one even had a note on the side. You know, an OER or zero cost resource that belongs here, please contact us. So librarians are always looking for new materials and trying to keep up with all of the wonderful things that are coming out every day. Getting started with OERs is as simple as asking yourself, what do you want to be able to do? What questions or concerns do you have? And how can the library help and support you? That's why we've been doing this mini webinar series, to start that conversation. We know that there's a lot of uncertainty that goes with switching to OERs and a lot of time investment, and we're here for you and ready to collaborate no matter what stage of the process you're at. We can help find one specific thing for you, or we can help you gather enough for an entire course. If you don't have any questions right now, please ask us whenever it's convenient for you. I know when people put me on the spot for questions, I can almost never think of anything, but a few hours later, after the information has had time to percolate, I realize that I actually have quite a few questions. So please do contact us. We do each have different job titles, which highlight our areas of specialty and things which we are individually responsible for. But there's a ton of cross-training that goes into librarianship, and we're working on this OER project and a lot of other things together. Allison and I work at the Lee campus, Morgan is at Harnett, and Dana is at Chatham. So feel free to contact any one of us by email or just drop by to see us sometime. Our doors are open. Does anyone have any questions today? Feel free to unmute and let me know, or type something in the chat box, or if you would prefer just to contact us later, that is also totally fine. While I'm waiting to see if there are any questions, I will say, please do check out our YouTube channel at @CCCC_library. It is active. We upload new content frequently, and all our videos feature subtitles for accessibility and convenience. Sandy has a question. Are we getting a copy of the slides? Yes, I will be sending out a copy of the slides to everyone who registered for this program, and when we get the video uploaded to YouTube, I will also include a link to the slides in the description. All right, I will wait around another couple minutes for questions. I just wanted to thank everyone so much for your time today. I really appreciate that. And once again, you can contact us by whatever way is more convenient for you. You can set up whatever type of appointment will be most convenient. If you just want to stop by and have a casual chat, that's great. If you want to have a more formal discussion, we can do that. We can even meet with groups. It doesn't have to be one-on-one. We can meet with an entire department if that is what would be preferable. Whatever form of learning would be most beneficial to you. We are flexible and we will strive to do all that we can to meet your needs. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up on this end. Thank you all so much for coming, and we do hope you will stop by and visit us soon. Thank you very much.